as we jump into game number 4 here. Match point for MarineLorD on Danube River. To the left side of the map is going to be MarineLorD in blue, and to the southern eastern side, we'll have Lucifron, both playing the Delhi.
Okay, let's take a look at the approaches. We have Scout opening into Villagers, 4 on wood by MarineLorD. On the other side, Lucifron again, skipping that Scout, goes 5 on wood, 1 on food, and obviously the Dog Villager at the front.
Similar approach from both players over here, and you see MarineLorD is already crawling up with that Scout for the time being, and he did add a second Scout. On the other side, we have no second Scout, right? So, somewhat similar opening here. Lucifron won't go for a second Scout. Would expect the MarineLorD to put up the same pressure on the opponent's dock as he did in the previous game.
Yeah, well, only 2 Scouts. Oh, let's see. Sheep getting killed here. And maybe we see a third Scout at some point by MarineLorD? Or is he not going that crazy? I think... Oh, no, you can't. Because a single fishing ship is obviously defending it. So 2 Scouts is the maximum we should go for.
Yep, absolutely. Looks like MarineLorD is going to just gather the sheep over here. Obviously, he's going to have a head start with that when it comes to map presence and gathering the sheep with that extra scout, but he sacrificed 1 villager for it. We do have no villager on shorefish for MarineLorD, by the way. He had to pull that villager. Whereas on the other side, Lucifron has that villager out there, so that's a nice little extra source of food.
Mm-hmm. No, walking distance safe, plus obviously shorefish or villagers, the fastest food income you can have. And now the big question is, when do we go on to gold? And are we ever building any towers?
Ooh, this is tricky because the main concern when it comes to building towers is that your opponent's fishing ships can shoot back. So the moment your tower gets scouted, the fishing ships can clean it up. So the only way it works out is if you place it quite far away from the shore, but then it won't be able to cover the shorefish drops that are close to the dock on this side of the river. So I feel like towers isn't really something that work out very nicely over here simply because it's difficult to get them up. I think it's going to be a slower game, and as you said before, it's more likely that we're going to see a work towards Castle Age by both players.
Then maybe we already have to start thinking about Castle Age. Relic placement seems reasonably fair, slightly better for MarineLorD, I would think. And obviously, Sacred Site placement, super fair every single time on this map.
Indeed. One thing to note is that it's rather easy to wall the right side of this sacred site on the bottom. So technically, if it turns into a sacred site war, MarineLorD can get some walls up in front quite easily to protect that, but I don't think it's gonna come down to that. That side of the map is just so far from players that it rarely is contested.
Okay. Now we see the mill finished, going for some upgrades here for MarineLorD. Something we still don't have for Lucifron, so first real deviation. Barracks by Lucifron. Ooh.
Indeed, that's the first real deviation. Obviously, the mill with villagers on the berries will help a lot for your economy, but for now, it just serves the purpose of grabbing those technologies. After wheelbarrow, survival techniques are queued up, so looks like MarineLorD also wants to take that hunt first. And as you said, barracks coming in for Lucifron. I don't think he's gonna put up that much aggression. It's probably more about walling these crossings and just playing safe.
Huh. I think this is going to be a tower.
Ooh, a tower. That's a little risky because if MarineLorD spots that, he can stop it. But can he stop it? Does he have the range on this? I don't think so.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
And this obviously delays the feudal age quite a bit. And Lucifron's still not on gold. Now the first villagers being sent. So Marina will have a solid at least 1 minute advantage when it comes to feudal aging.
I think the biggest problem for Lucifron right now is that this tower won't deny the shorefish on MarineLorD's side of the river. It will deny the shorefish closer to that tower, but that won't be enough for Lucifron over here, so I'm not sure if this tower is gonna work as intended. This fishing ship should not be able to reach the villager, though.
Well, it blocks at least 3,000 close food. So I like this. It also gives you like a plateau to launch further attacks later on. Maybe you even try to dock there later on. Gives you some vision over the pass as well. I don't mind it too much. Obviously, there's no direct gain yet.
Scouts coming in from MarineLorD trying to jump on that gold mine, and this is not something that Lucifron was expecting, so he's gonna get pushed off from that gold. Lucifron, is he on his way to Feudal Age? And the answer is no. So his Feudal Age is gonna be heavily delayed over here.
Yeah, only makes sense, right? He was super late on gold. The barracks delayed him, or the spearmen that he built. The question is, can he do something with the spearmen? Obviously, if they were to go through, that could work. Oh, he vaults off. That's so risky against those fishing ships next to it. That shouldn't work.
That shouldn't work, but it does, because MarineLorD is a little slow to react to that one. So the Voas are coming up. On the other hand, it looks like some of those Voas weren't really finished, so the fishing ships can technically take it down, or once you get the Feudal Age, you can get a Dhow out and start burning those down. So I don't think that these Voas will matter that much right now for MarineLorD.
Maybe it's a bit for vision, maybe it's a bit for control, also putting a bit of threat into the head of your opponent. Knows, okay, scouting will be more limited as well. And do we maybe see a sneaky dock by Lucifron on the other side?
I think that's the most reasonable thing to do. You can't really make that dock close to those fishing ships, so the best thing that you can do is try to make it on this side. One thing that would have been great with those spearmen is voling off that crossing perpendicular to what we have right now, because then you can block that side of the river, and you can make a dock without being harassed, and then delete the Voas and come through. Looks like the villagers will just finish the Voas, though.
Seems like it. Oh, stopped again. Fishing ship's not that active. Scouts trying to go for some annoyance, but won't really happen. And now the big question is, how do we approach Feudal Age?
Looks like Lucifron wants to approach it with a 2-town center boom, because he's pretty heavy on the stone department right now. On the other hand, we'll have to see if MarineLorD is mining any stone, and the answer is no. Instead, I think MarineLorD is aiming for a semi-fast castle approach over here. He's already at 500 food banked up, and he also has a decent amount of gold. And it looks like MarineLorD is pulling his fishing eco, so he wants to push this. Now he's got some combat ships out as well, I do believe. Or at least he should. Oh yeah, there's the Dhow.
Oh, that will be interesting. Tower is not up, mainly on stone to get some arrow slits, and Lucifron can't really fight this one off. Is he running away? I think he's putting his fishing ships to his own towers, but nice blocks.
Those are beautiful blocks here for MarineLorD, and really that single Dhow soaking up the arrow fire is so massive. And there's a second one coming in as well. The entire fishing eco of Lucifron is going down to the bottom of this river.
I think he could have saved 3 of them into his own dock, and simply not having a single defensive tower might have cost him the game here, or at least a lot of water control.
And that's where MarineLorD's villager was going. Back in Dark Age, there was a 4th villager that I lost track of. That's where that villager went. There's a sneaky dock on the right side by MarineLorD. That's where that first Dhow came from. And that's the reason why I was able to push that fishing eco quite aggressively.
Oh, some blocks now. Right-hand side dock is being denied. And Lucifron, is he trying to redock the right-hand side behind his vault? Oh, this is so wild.
Yeah, this is so wild. He tried a forward dock as well right next to MarineLorD's fishing eco, but that didn't work out. Weapon emplacements already in for Lucifron's towers, so MarineLorD will have to make a new dock, but at this point MarineLorD has operational fishing economy and his opponent doesn't. A Dhow pops out from MarineLorD's dock just before it goes down, and that's going to deny Lucifron's dock over here.
Oi, how did a Dhow sneak through there? And that's just so bad for Lucifron. Could have been a nice reboom when it came to water, but not going to happen. Beautiful map awareness of MarineLorD.
Not going to happen indeed. 41 to 32 is the worker count, so MarineLorD's economy is pulling ahead by quite a bit. Still, we have stone miners for Lucifron, so second town center is always an option for him, but obviously it's going to be difficult to compensate for all that fishing economy.
Scratching my head, what are the next steps here for Lucifron? Some towers is what he feels, but I don't really see them doing too much.
Well, he's going to deny some of the fish here from MarineLorD. Fun fact, those Dhows have shorter range than the fishing ships, so it's more likely for MarineLorD to be able to hit those villagers with the fishing ships compared to those dhows.
Okay, that's obviously bad now for MarineLorD. I never thought this tower would go up.
Yeah, me neither. He tried to go for a defensive tower preemptively, but that never materialized. And now, MarineLorD has to go for another tower or a dock over here to the south. That is going to work for some time, but I kind of feel like he's running for his life with his fishing eco. Still, at least he's getting something out of it. Whereas his opponent has basically no fishing.
So many weird dock placements all over the map now. By the way, we, I think, also have some archers now coming over. And Lucifron would not have a proper answer to that.
He indeed doesn't. He also doesn't have his scout anywhere close to the base of MarineLorD to scout that archer range, so he's completely blind on this one. He's already behind in economy, and just 5 archers can do so much. That gold mine is wide open, the stone mine is wide open. This is looking really good for MarineLorD here as he's moving in with the archers.
Oh, and Lucifron sees it instantly. Good for him. Outpost being rushed up on the gold. Okay, lots of good moves.
Yeah, the defense is very nice over here. His reaction was very, very fast, and he should be able to get that tower up. He probably won't lose a single villager to this aggression, which is pretty impressive, I must say.
One villager getting low, jumps into the tower. Good job.
Yep,
What?
villager is safe now.
I think it died after being in the tower. Look at that. Only 4 villagers came out.
Ooh.
5 jumped in, only 4 jumped out. It died in the tower.
Oh boy. That villager just did a bleed out on us. Sad. The timing was very, very close, so... The interesting thing was that the tower said it had 5 garrison units, so I wonder if the firepower was scaled for 5 units, despite one of those units actually being dead inside.
Well, it's a bit like me. Also dead inside.
Castle Age coming in though for MarineLorD, whereas for Lucifron he's very, very far. And once we have Castle Age, the Buglas will perform a lot better against towers than the Dows will. And of course, you could get some Lancers out to raid those villagers for Lucifron still exposed. Looking really good for MarineLorD. He has control over the majority of the important resources at this point.
I actually think Buglas only do 1 damage against towers. I think they have 50 damage and a tower has 50 armor. I'm pretty sure about that. Also pretty sure that Lucifron is losing lots of villagers at his deer.
Oh dear. Oh dear. And
What's happening here, Lucifron? Where is he looking at stuff?
There's a lot of attack notifications going around all the way. He's walling off this central area right now, trying to go for some more towers, but he completely forgot about his villagers here, and he's sitting at 39 economy as opposed to 56.
Oh man, still so much fish around here for MarineLorD, and he goes in deeper, might find a kill of a scholar even. So good for MarineLorD.
I don't think that Lucifron ever noticed these archers harassing him. If you look at the minimap, there are so many attack notifications that he doesn't even realize that he was being harassed here. I think upon seeing MarineLorD get to Castle Age and these archers inside his base, it taps out. Absolute domination from MarineLorD in game number 4. And with that, MarineLorD is the champion of EGC Winter Series 2, defeating Lucifron once again.
Wow, 2 in a row for him. And yeah, really solid performance here. Lucifron, he was just 1 defensive tower short of actually having a really good advantage. He had so many towers there, but simply fighting against 1 Dow and all those fishing ships at home, not saving any of your own fishing ships, and then the game was not looking pretty.
Indeed, it was looking really rough because it slowly snowballed out of control. I feel like the common denominator in all of these games was that MarineLorD always had the better resourcing. So if you go back to the French game, same thing. Small advantage from the beginning, and then he just has more resources to spend, and he can slowly build up that lead. In this game, it was 1,000 extra food, 800 extra food, and almost double the gold.